black girls have the box.
It's time for Who Watch, Time and Relative Blackness in Space.
Hey everyone, it's Connie and Robin coming to you live from the Time Vortex. Today we're discussing episode 10 of Doctor Who season 12, The Timeless Children. In this episode, the Doctor faces off with the Master and, oh lord, what a face.
What a face. Y'all already know what it is and why we're here and what this is about and what's about to go down. And
so y'all may not know this, but like I never write those intros. Like Bayana and Connie, it was like solely on them, and then when But I was like, Connie, I'm sorry, but this is like your job now because like them. I'm not quippy. But I wrote that one.
We're going with it. I'm with it.
And we're rolling.
Because y'all know why we're here. But, like, I mean, I don't remember who it is right now, but someone has already tweeted at us that they already know what this episode is going to be. And that's what it is. Like, they really gave us an hour and a half of of Sacha Dhawan as the Master. Just
ruining my life.
Yeah, like there are other things to talk about, and we will try to get to them.
Are there?
But y'all already know what it is, and I feel like y'all saw the episode, so y'all can figure out all the little intricate details about the Cybermasters and like what happened at the end, like where she went. But you know, Sacha Dhawan really just came to give us performance, looks, movements, hair, beard, forearms,
face. The forearms were unnecessary. So I just want to
let's start off.
I had to watch this episode twice because, and I think I tweeted this at one point, he had a monologue and I caught like 2 words of it. And I was like, okay. And then I was talking to Bayana about it and I was like, good Lord, his face. And she thought I meant in like the thirsty way, and I did.
Sure.
But I also meant like that, but I also meant like the way in which he acts with his, like she was like the acting, and I was like, I know his face, and like I meant like the way that the acting choices he makes with his face, like the way that he switches from like happy and kind of maniacal to like super serious, like really quickly, and then back again, and like the reaction shots. He flinches when she walks in. Oh my god. And like just all of those choices, which is like it's not, the aesthetics of his face do not do a disservice to any of those acting choices.
Absolutely not.
But what I'm talking about is like how he's like telling a whole story, like physically.
His physicality is insane. Like it's really good, especially in this episode where we get to like really see him go through all of these emotions, because I feel like in the premiere it was like he's just like this normal guy, and then the turn, and that was like, obviously you could go back and listen to us freaking out about the turn on that, but then in the second part of the episode, like we see it in the way that he is able to like embody the Master like super well, but in this one I even had the thought, I was just like, wow, Sacha Dhawan would have made a great Doctor. Like, that's how...
Oh my god,
that's how, like, layered it was in terms of, like, just having Time Lord energy and not just, like, the Master energy. Like, I've never thought... Like, I guess... Like, I've never thought of any of the previous actors that were the Master as being also capable... or me being any way interested in them being the Doctor. But I was looking at Sasha like, okay, but what if this was flipped though? What if Jodie was the Master and Sasha was the Doctor? And then I had to keep watching and I did not distract myself.
And I had this moment of like serious grief because I was like, oh no, he's gonna have to die. Because the Master has to.
Yes.
Like,
there was time. I would say that
shout
there
out
was
to
time
Nicole
for him to get away.
Right.
And not have to regenerate.
At a certain point.
But yes, absolutely.
Hopefully we get one more year.
Yeah, like he just shows up like
right?
chaotically later.
But, yeah, hopefully we get like a Missy type of thing, where he's there throughout the run. But either way, he's going to have to go.
Yeah.
And I guess I feel this way with all the doctors. Like even the doctors that at some point have to go. But you get them every week.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that this episode for sure made me like just want to see him more in this role or in they really gave him
he chewed the scenery. It was just
yes,
so good.
Yes.
It was so good.
It was too good.
So like the plot, I guess.
So episode. So when we leave off in Ascension of the Cybermen, the Doctor and Ryan make it to the boundary, and Barristan Selmy, whose name I still don't know in the show.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know none of these people.
In
to be
Game
honest.
of Thrones, he was Barristan Selmy. Yeah, okay, I don't know. I'm like searching the recesses of my brain. I don't know who his name in the show. He takes him to this portal, and then the Master jumps out. Meanwhile, Graham and Yaz are on a cyber ship barreling towards the planet where the boundary is. Oh, his name is the name of Kophis, whatever, because they thought that was the name of the...
Kosharmus.
Kosharmus, yes. Yeah, because they thought that was the name of the planet, but that was that dude's name.
And Barristan Selmy with an M.
Yeah. He is also known as Kosharmus in this show. So that's where we end, and we start Timeless Children with the Master gazing deeply into Jodie's eyes.
And he says, take my hand.
Flash my eyes.
He says, take my hand. And she says, no? And I'm like, girl, what's wrong with you? I'm like, oh, right, he's the Master. Right.
So I'm getting messages while Connie's watching it. She said no. And I was like, yeah. She's supposed to.
Know.
I mean, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. You wouldn't, but... No. She
had
did.
to. I understand, but it was, I guess it was the right choice, but,
Okay. So he takes her, he has the Doctor follow him into Gallifrey and leaves Ryan and the other dude.
Yep.
Ian? Isaac?
Ethan. Because there was a moment where they, mess with him later, and or the Cybermen mess with him later, and I was just like, dang, I don't remember his name. And then they, both Ryan and Kosharmus, yell, Ethan! And I was like, there it is. They knew I forgot, because I would not have remembered. There were too many characters. Still.
Yeah. So, Ethan, Ryan, and Kosharmus are left on the planet knowing that the Cybermen are headed towards them. Spoiler alert, 2 seconds after the Doctor gets into Gallifrey, boom, the cyber ship comes.
The cyber ship that has
Yaz and Graham. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Yaz and Graham are on that cyber ship, hiding from the Cybermen that are on the ship as well, but also trying to figure out how to reunite with the fam and how to get the family reunited, because it feels so good, and not also unleash the Cybermen on this planet.
Right. Even though no one's on the planet, but I guess
no one's on it's literally at one point I realized that, I think maybe during the recap or whatever, there's literally 7 people left. This is,
but no, they're not even on Earth anymore.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It's just the 7 people who
in the
came
aftermath
from Earth.
But I think at one point she says there's 7 humans, and I'm like, you can't even repopulate a planet that way. Let me tell you, because in Star Trek Next Generation, they tried to do cloning, and they're like, this is, you can't. You gonna die off. It just...
Yeah.
It's not enough genetic differences to, y'all gonna repopulate and have a planet that, messed up. King George's, you know what I mean?
Habsburg chins all over the place.
Right. I'm just, and me, I'm at this point, what is the point? Just, don't upgrade me, but, let's just go take some, pop a pill and go to sleep. You know what I mean? Why are we still here? fighting this. We lost. So Yaz and Graham put on cyber suits. To hide in plain sight.
I will take it. It's time for you to yell at me. I will take it.
Oh,
because yes. I had not watched the episode until right before we recorded, and I got, not only did I get a Slack from Robin, but like I have 2 notifications in the Doctor Who
like
channel
4 different channels
that I don't know.
I was chasing her down.
Like I have 2 notifications in the Who Watch channel in our Slack that I haven't seen yet because I just finished the episode, and I know I'm getting yelled at.
One of them is me. I don't think I tagged you actually, so that notification would not have come from me.
If you wrote my name, I got tagged.
Okay, I just wrote your name, but I didn't at you.
I got
okay, well, it was me. I literally yelled at you in like 4 different channels at the same time, because I didn't know where you were, but I needed you to see it.
So, yeah.
So, Yaz and Graham have a heart-to-heart, in which Graham tells Yaz that he thinks that she's the most important person in the world over the Doctor, more impressive than the Doctor, because she don't have a time machine, she don't have a Sonic, and she's still out here. And then Yaz responds and thinks that he's a pretty great human, too. And I was like,
whoops.
I'm going to have to beat up Connie. And that's, an uncomfortable realization. And I don't want to, but I'm going to have to. Because
I didn't do nothing.
You did a lot. I know you did. Because you knew that they were listening to us.
Oh my gosh. I died. I truly died. I was just like, wow, my influence. I just, see the patterns of the universe, and I put a name to them.
No, but you got to learn how to, like, with a great power comes great responsibility, Constance, and, like, you're just, like, shirking your responsibilities. Because, like, let me tell you, what we're not going to do is that.
I mean, clearly we're not. Well, not even clearly, but I don't think we are. But still.
It's still not
clear. But listen.
But yeah, I don't think
I did nothing. Are. Okay.
You put it in the universe, did you not?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like the silence. If you don't acknowledge them, then you forget about it. But then you start marking the skin. That's what you did. You put a mark on Chris Kidman's skin. So then he went to write the script, and he was like, oh, wait a second.
That's what I did. So
how dare.
So Graham and Yaz escape, or like come up with a plan to escape by being Cybermen, which is so gross because they're like, well, we have to clear out the dead bodies, like, out of the cyber suits. And someone was just like, that'll be your job. And he was just like, uh-huh. I'm like, there was no protest. He was just resigned to it.
Because he was like, I really appreciated that dude, because he was like me, and he was like, I mean, we go and die. I don't understand why we out here running around.
Oh, boy.
Like, wasting all these calories when we could just...
Not the calories.
He was seriously like, I mean, sure, none of this is going to work. We're all dead anyway, so fine. If it makes you happy. Like, that's literally how that dude was rolling. Like, all the way until they, like, ended up in Gallifrey. Like, that's how
And even then, it was just like, oh, we about to explode, Kay. Like I said, I've been here this whole time telling us.
He's just like, it's just a matter of when, not if. Yeah. So they get off the planet, disguised as Cybermen, and then they...
Or the ship, I guess.
Help save Ethan. Or off the ship. They get onto the planet. And off the ship. And then they're... Ryan and Kosharvin and Ethan have, like, defeated, like, 2 of the 3 units sent to execute them.
When we get to Ryan.
In a very
When we get to Ryan rants. Ryan. Oh, man.
And right when they're running, because Ethan got by the last unit of Cybermen, ta-da, 3 or 4 of the 6 Cybermen were actually Yaz and Graham the whole time, and they...
Saved the day.
Saved him.
Go team.
The Master and takes the Doctor into the Citadel. Spouts out some really nonsense words for things. The Pentagonian.
Pentatonic? No.
The Pentagonia, Patagonia.
The catacombs.
The catacombs, whatever. And then ends up at the Matrix. I was like, yeah, I love these names.
Pentatypes.
And
crack myself up.
And like does like a paralysis circuit or something. Puts her in this little like bubble thing, so she can't move. And then acts. There's a lot of close ups. So he like walks away from her, then turns and then stalks back to her in like a very like emotional way. His hair does this thing where it flies in his eyes, and then he like without using his hands shits his neck and it flies out of his eyes. And this whole time he's like saying things that are relevant to the plot about what's about to happen. And then he like tugs on his jacket a little bit. He readjusts himself. Then he stares deeper into her eyes and like leans forward.
Yeah, and you
like,
can see that little
the
spot.
camera, like, pans
you
in
can see that little spot on Sasha's eyeball.
Yeah, that spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking
exactly.
deep into his eyes as well.
Yeah, and so then we're looking deep into his eyes. Meanwhile, he's still talking and saying words.
Apparently.
Allegedly. And then
once upon
he
several
tells us the story of
times.
Gallifrey. Once upon several times.
Once upon several times.
He says that, and like
his like voice is
I
great.
swear the camera like does a focusing. You know when you do it like when you're taking a picture on like the iPhone and you double tap on like where you want the camera to really focus. It's on his face, like that little area.
Oh, did you also?
Because that's where my eye went. Yeah.
Because I won't lie, I also was just like,
once upon a time. I mean, several times, and I was like, lips. Also, I want to just say to those following us,
we're not like
on
this.
Twitter, our thirst is not like your thirst. I mean, it might be. I don't know. All thirst is not created equal. So, like, when I'm thirsting and I say, lips, I really just mean, like, aesthetically lips. Please don't go in my timeline trying to get graphic, because I don't know. I just want a disclaimer.
Yeah, that's important.
That about me, who I am as a person. When I talk about his hair, I really, like, my fantasy is me, like, literally running my hands through his hair. That's it. Holding his hand. Doing that little thumb thing where you, like, stroke the beard, but with your thumb.
Just over the stubble?
But, like, over the stubble, yeah, and, like, the mustache area. That's all I want. So if you're coming into my timeline
Jane
with more
Austen,
than that, like, don't.
Oh, no.
Keep it.
I just had the thought for you. Sasha and Jane Austen.
What? Sasha's Captain Wentworth. Oh, no.
No one can see you, but she actually slid down.
Oh no! Cause then he'd be in a navy suit.
Put yourself together. We have to.
He'd have like the military. Ooh. Literally tears.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to distract
tears in my eyes. Focus. What were we
talking about, Sasha? So that's all that matters. He says once upon several times, and he goes into the history of Gallifrey and the indigenous race of Gallifrey, which is the Shobogans. Which, like, okay, sure.
The name.
And I guess that does answer a question we had earlier in the season of like the
Ruth's companion.
Yeah, Ruth's companion and that Gat. I think her name was the other, like, Gallifreyan girl.
Gallifreyan.
And, like, we've met Gallifreyans before who weren't Time Lords, I believe. And so just like, that makes it make more sense now. And I mean, maybe people who watch Classic who knew this, but I did not. So, not necessarily about the Shobogans. I don't know if that's new or not, but just, like, why there are two different, very distinct races. So...
Or not races, species.
I mean...
Ethnicity, species?
Races? I mean, this seems to make it... I don't know the...
No, because race is not, like...
I don't know.
Even different races have, like, like, as a species that were very similar. Yeah,
but so were the Shabbat.
Like, the ability to, like,
one species.
Regenerate would be a different species.
But they added it. It was like a genetic splicing.
Yeah, but once they added that,
like,
it's basically like when you take an orange or whatever, then you make a tangerine. Like, you made a new species of orange fruit thing. A Tangelo?
We're gonna invite our virologist friend on this podcast one
Right.
day, because I don't trust my
science
science,
stuff.
and I want the expert's opinion.
I trust my science knowledge that far. Which is, I don't know what it is, but it wouldn't be a different race. Thinking about like human races, like it wouldn't be like.
But then the human race versus
Time Lords are black.
Other.
It would literally be like
races.
Mammals. You know what I mean? Like we're mammals. The whales are also mammals, but different species.
Okay. Sure.
Or like how horses and mules can like mate.
No.
Or not mules.
No.
What are they?
I knew that much.
Horses and the other things can mate, and then they make mules. Donkeys. Horses and donkeys can mate, and then you get a mule. Like wolves and dogs. Like they're distant cousins.
Fine, cousins. Let's use that. So they're cousins. Yeah. Because we black, cousins. So everything is cousins here. Anyway, so there was one homegirl at the time. Tetuyun. The one homegirl invented space travel. She was just like, I'm out here.
She didn't invent space travel,
I thought
though.
She did. Or at least she was the first one on Gallifrey.
The Shibagans at that point, she was like an indigenous Gallifreyan, but at that point they discovered space travel. So he was just kind of showing like where they were in the evolution of their species.
He said first of Gallifrey's indigenous race to develop space travel. That's what I wrote down.
Oh.
So I think she's the dude who did it.
Oh, I thought she was an explorer, and he was just saying like at this point they had space travel.
Yeah, I think
it was still early in Gallifreyan history, but like late enough.
Yeah, I think she might have been the one
passed first contact.
Who figured it out, because she's so smart and like eventually figures out the other part. So she goes off and travels the world and found a gateway to another universe, but at the gateway, so I assume between where Kosharmus is, like I assume, and the show never proves me one way or the other, so who knows. I assume it's the same gateway that we have been traveling through in these episodes. So between wherever Kosharmus is and wherever Gallifrey is, which I'm just like, Kosharmus is not on Earth, and I say that explicitly because we discussed that last week, and I say that explicitly because of the Gods episode and the idea of like Earth and Gallifrey touching at a point. Well, I guess she wasn't on Gallifrey. Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, I'm confused again, because they go through the gateway on and land on Gallifrey in the present, or the present of the show. I don't think that. But I
think the gateway's somewhere else. I thought that it was somewhere else. I didn't think it was the same.
That's gateway what. That's what I was talking about. Eventually, is that I guess it could either move or there's more than one, because there is definitely a gateway currently on Gallifrey, but that is not where the gateway was when Tetuyun got there, like found it.
No, because she'd been traveling.
So she finds a little black girl, because sure, and Angelina Jolie's her way back home.
Yo, are you okay? Like, you need to talk to someone. What? Angelina Jolie's her way?
I mean,
all right.
She was the first.
You're not wrong.
The first one
you're not right.
Came to mind. I can't think of some of the other celebrities who've done Madonna. Madonna's her way with this.
It don't make it no better.
With this black child who was just standing there lost. Who knows why? Apparently thrown through the gateway to the other side. Who knows?
I like to think that like even her like original parents were like, "Ooh, we can't handle this girl. You gotta go." Dropped her off.
Exactly.
Because if the doctor was my child,
it would be a strong no.
I had like, yo,
come let them kidnap you.
Come take this
kidnap
demon.
You. Mm-hmm. So Tetuyun takes the child back to Gallifrey. The child is playing, and because it's Gallifrey, they're playing with dangerous weapons. And so the child gets was it thrown off a cliff? Which
falls.
Goes back to the Ireland flashbacks that we were seeing last week that don't make any more sense, but don't mean what we thought they mean.
Bayana, I wish she was still. She'd kind of figured something out. I don't 100% know if I believe it, but because that's what like the division turns out to be.
Be what?
Like the Time Lords like responding or kind of handling, I guess is that, or the Time Lords like handling of the Doctor as being like the timeless child. And it's how they are suppressing her memories and like what I assume, I still haven't figured out how they force her regeneration back into a child, or it seems like they were able to like regenerate her back into a child, because like when she normally regenerates, she goes from like, you know, like 10 to 11. They're still like, you know, 11's younger, but they're still fully mature adults, like 12 to 13, you know, it goes from being an older man in his 50s to a youngerish woman in her mid to late 30s. But that's
by
still
Earth
like
standards, of course.
Yeah, but like, you know, that's still a fully mature adult. So like, how do you? And so I always understood it as like the Doctor can regenerate, but like it's like they're not going to regenerate to pre-puberty, you know.
Which is
just like when the child regenerated, it regenerated into another child.
Yeah. And obviously Chibnall is not probably not going to touch Moffat's era. But it did make me think of the confusion around River and that whole mess, because the child that was in the astronaut suit somehow has to get to wherever Amy Pond lives. Leeds? Leavenworth? Something like that. Wherever Amy lives, and was regenerated as a child.
Yeah, so she had
like
to get
the
from
timing.
New York to...
Yeah, like the timing of that never made any sense. We've talked about this on the podcast before, blah blah blah. But it just made me think of that, of, you know, like weirdness. Anyway, the child regenerates into an Asian girl, and I make note of this because, like, at some point, Tecteun is like, oh, clearly this is a thing I need to study. This is my new path and destiny in life. So she starts experimenting on the child and forcibly regenerate, like, either forcibly or through the experimentation process, or maybe the length of the process. It's kind of unclear.
And killing this child over and over again.
Like over and over again. Like this child that you claimed to love and was so sad, like, had died. And then it's like, oh, I'm happy they regenerated. Now let me put them through endless regeneration. When you don't know the math behind it, like, they eventually say that 12 is like a thing that they 12 regeneration cycles is a thing they came up with. But like that didn't necessarily have to be, like that didn't necessarily have to be true. It could have only worked the one time. So you're like doing experiments on your child, and then it's just like, haha, I figured it out. But I point out the race thing because, I mean, obviously this is who we are and where we are, but it's just really interesting to me that they're like being super colorblind in their casting of like the regenerations of the young child. And I don't want to say the child because that's Baby Yoda. But yes, it's just like interesting to me that this kid keeps regenerating into literally all these different races of kid. Like,
I was about to say, like, as you say colorblind, I'm like, I don't think they were being colorblind. I think they were being very, very color vision of like, let's Benetton this Time Lord.
Are you okay? What is wrong with you? Yes. And then, and it's still like, I understand why they're trying to do it, but it still didn't sit right after 13 straight middle-aged men in a row. It's just like, oh, maybe as a child it's like more flexible, and then he found an appearance that worked, and then was like, I like being a man.
if that's the explanation, I'm fine with that, because maybe the master has found an appearance that worked.
After all this time.
Yeah. Like, I hit the pinnacle of perfection, so I'm gonna just will myself to do the same thing.
Yeah, they never really discuss... Yeah, exactly, that too. They never really discuss the idea of, like, choice in the matter. I mean, I think it's like fanon theory that like the Doctor has some semblance of like choice.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
like
12.
can't really control everything because obviously it's still not Ginger, but like can be like I really Harry
or
Potter,
like has something to
not
do
Slytherin,
with
not Slytherin, not Slytherin.
Yeah, or like has something to do with like their emotional state at the time of regeneration and stuff. So obviously as a child that might be more fluid and flexible. And so it's just like trying out different bodies and different types of body. I don't know. But I just found that really interesting because I was just like, I get what y'all are doing here, but I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not mad about it, but it feels weird. Because it's like trying to course correct 50, 60 some odd years of...
In one montage.
I think that's what it is. It's sort of like shoehorned in this last episode. And it's like, yay! Cool, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So Tetsuan figures it out, injects herself, which is also reckless as hell. And then that's how...
With all get out, like, come on.
Yeah.
But also, that's very Ravenclaw.
And then Tecteun regenerates into a middle-aged black dude, so cool. Just all the diversity points.
No cookies for you.
No cookies. But I did like that she immediately regenerates into a man, though.
Yes. Oh, yes. Because
just to solidify that it can be back and forth like that, and there is not a
And then there was the immediate pronoun switching that the master did, which was just really seamless, and it took me a second. I was just like, oh,
I didn't even catch it.
He says Tecteun, he blah 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 when you've associated this name with the feminine pronoun. So it was just an immediate and then he blah 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 blah. There was no thing about it.
Can we start just a petition to just give the Doctor gender neutral pronouns full stop all the time? That'd be cool. Because it would also just really help people who watch the show internalize gender neutral pronouns, which would be cool. The same way that we're learning more about dyspraxia and whatnot. Anyway, so Tecteun shoots themselves up with regeneration genes. I don't
ultimate drug.
The way that they did it too, in the neck. I was just like, what? No lab assistant, no nothing.
It's a secret that then they tell everyone.
Yeah, and then that's
at
how
least the Masters of the Citadel
race starts to
it comes to be.
Yeah. The Shibagans then start to build this great society, and they build the Citadel, and they build all this stuff, and then their legacy
what we gonna do?
is...
We gonna have some elitism.
Yes.
We out here.
For sure.
You get a shot, and you get a shot, and you don't get a shot. You get a shot, you get a shot. You can come up here with us.
If you
can't come up here with us.
Reminded me of the Hunger Games. If you lived in the capital, then you can regenerate. And I love that the Master this happens really seamlessly too, and as they pompously start to call themselves the Time Lords. And so then we find out that all of the stuff that we've been told. I did love this because it really does break down, because we talked about this in Tarbis before, or maybe that's something that we've talked about just in terms of the show. I think we did talk about it during 12's run, when they make a point to give 11. They make the point to give him more regeneration so that we can get 12.
Right. Yeah.
And it was why would you? I was I didn't watch Classic Who, but why would you give such a hard law or rule?
Yeah.
So I like the fact that and I think maybe Chris Chibnall probably saw that too and was why would you do that?
Right, and we don't have any.
You have this premise with like an out, and yet you put a limit on the out. Like, why would you do
like
that?
The whole point was that you could do this forever if you wanted to with different actors.
Yeah.
And you did it because the first actor was like, I can't do this no more. And then you're like, oh, well, he can just regenerate. Let's just keep doing that. And then you're like, well, let's stop at 12.
Yeah. So I did like that, and then I also liked that they also made it so it was like the Doctor specifically. So then it made all of the Day of the Doctor, the Death of the Doctor. I don't know, the one where Matt Smith is old, and they're like, "Here's 12 more lives." Like, right. It made it so that like, oh no, the Gallifreyans are really just being assholes. Like the Time Lords are really just like, we can't get there to wipe your memory wherever you are in heaven or whatever that town was. So we're gonna do some like,
oh yeah,
whatever
I didn't
magic.
think about the fact of them knowing, like them specifically, but I guess they would.
Yeah, because they're like the high
head.
elite.
Mm-hmm. It's like we know the secrets.
Yeah.
But yes, exactly. I like that they kind of hand wave the fact that the Doctor is special, and also the Master was just like, you've always thought you were special. In the sense of, because the Master's the only other Time Lord we've really seen these days, so there's no there's no other character that I know of that has broken the 12 regeneration rule, and so they can kind of be like, yeah, it's 12 for everyone else, but the Doctor is it's whatever we want it to be.
It's whatever we want, yeah. But then I was also like, but does that mean it's only 12 for the Master? But right. Also, probably not, and as well, if the Master regenerates out of beyond Sasha, do I care anymore? I don't think I do.
You don't.
I loved Missy, but this is some other level. Yeah. Another level of something. Yeah, so that happens, and then we go back to, so the Doctor's like still in the Matrix and like talking to the Master and learning this history, but then I'm back in the real world, the non-real world, or whatever. The Master's called the Cyberman and is like, hey, yo, roll through.
Roll up. I got some, let's talk.
Pull up, let's collab.
That's literally.
There's a couple of humans on that planet that you have to like, get through where the toll booth is, you know what I mean? Where the bridge is to get here. You can murk them, I don't care, but like roll through and let's talk. So Ashad.
Not DJ Khaled's son.
Yeah.
Can't stop.
Won't stop. He's talking to the Master, and the Master's asking his plan. And he's like,
Ashad really should have been smarter than this.
Really should have been.
I'm disappointed.
Also, seemed like he was skeptical, but then immediately the Master hung up, and he was like, all right, we're going to Gallifrey. Like, I was like, aren't you going?
Let's go.
I think because the Siberian is within him, he's like, oh, I'm going to out-strategize this guy. Maybe it's like that. Maybe he's just uber arrogant. Maybe the Siberian is uber arrogant.
I think it might be the Siberian part.
Mm-hmm. And the Siberian is like the Elder Wand in reality, because they're just like, I'm going to go with who's kicking. Whoever's on top.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
So I guess that does make sense. But Ashad tells the Master that he's trying to get rid of all organic life and rule, and have the cyber race rule. And the Master has literally the best reaction. He's like, oh, robots? Really? That's...
Like, I can throw a stick and hit a robot. I used to do that all the time as a child.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
He was like, I mean, so I guess it's good. He's like, I see how you got there, but, then you just stopped. And that is boring.
A bad idea. Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
Come on. I have some things for you.
Right. He was like, let's shoot bigger.
But first, it's important to note that Ashad is like, I have the death particle.
Yeah.
Which it will help destroy all life and all organic life. But also, bro, you are still organic. And so it's like, I don't know, I got a little fuzzy there because it was like, he's going to, all the other Cybermen are completely... Inorganic, but he still is mad fleshy. And he was just like, oh, but then I'll be able to ascend and take my rightful place as king.
And I don't understand why he hasn't done it yet. Why he's holding on to the death particle. But I think his plan is, I kind of understand why he hasn't done it yet, because I don't think he actually wanted to die. But his plan sounded to me like he's going to take over and get, like, the last humans, and, like, once everyone's Cybermen, unleash the death particle, so then all of the organic components of the Cybermen become 100% robot. And that's going to include him. Oh. But not until they've, like, gotten everyone, at least in this universe. And then they're going to want to, like, spread out like the Borg. Perhaps. And go to the Alpha Quadrant. Sorry, Star Trek things. We find out that about the dust particle. The Master then shrinks Ashad. The Cyberium is like, boy, bye. You're mini now. You can't help me. And then enters into the Master. And the Master does this thing like he's in a job interview that I thought was just so adorable.
He said a business plan.
He was like, choose me. You know, my brain, my follow through, your strategy.
He said, here's my Prezio.
Yeah.
Oh, why I should be the one selected for this amazing role.
It was like, you know, I really thought that, like, the death particle might go off. Oh, I'm so sorry. Were you close to him? I didn't mean to, like, offend. Still choose me. We should still be on the same team.
It was so good. Sasha's was so good. It's really annoying.
Everything.
Oh, man. It's stressful how good it was.
He puts on a waistcoat.
So yes, let's get to that. So in the Matrix, the Doctor is like seeing this story, and
I was gonna ignore it.
We have to
ignore it.
This is why we're here. This is why we're here. This is why we're here.
Not bring it up because I don't think I can adequately.
So the Master is somehow, because he's so smart and two brains and whatever, or many brains.
Dual consciousness, like he said,
consciousness.
I can multitask.
He can do it. He's that good. He's in the present talking to Shad, and then he's also in the Matrix with the Doctor, being like, "Aren't you so mad? Have you figured it out yet?"
Without a coat on.
And then he showed up, and it was just the vest. And the sleeves up and the color palette that was already hidden.
But like they also like he's like using his and he's got forearms.
Yes,
you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. He has biceps.
Yeah,
he has.
Yeah, and just like the plaid, and then the beard and the hair. The combination was really just a lot.
It was too much. Like I literally wanted to like jump out and slap him and be like, "Can you stop? Can you stop this? Like, you're a menace. You're literally detrimental to my health. You're literally killing me." And you don't seem to care. The doctor said so too. You keep going. He just keeps going. At one point, I think he puts his hands in his pockets.
Oh no!
And I blacked out.
I might have blacked out on that. I don't think I remember that. But
he like turns like he's just turning.
This picture of the full suit. Not the forearms, but they haven't blessed me with that yet. But the full suit is just already on my phone.
I took a video of the screen.
I'm just waiting for the Doctor Who Twitter, like Instagram, like social media accounts to bless me.
Can you see this?
Me too. It is a picture. So right now, Robin is showing me.
It's a video
via Skype. It is her phone of her recording the TV screen.
Because he walks. It's the walking. He's doing this walking thing.
He's so physical. The way he, like, sometimes is standing up straight and sometimes is hunching over. And the way
he like looks down
turns
and the way
twists.
He looks up. The way he looks down to look back up at her.
Yes, like, he hunches and looks down and then looks up. And then at one point he, like, jumped off the, like, Matrix pedestal thing. And I was just like, the physicality here. Sasha is giving us everything. Everything. Okay, so, like, plot-wise, I guess we should talk about the fact that the Doctor's the timeless child. Like, obviously, like, that was the whole, like, it really took her a long time to figure that out. Like, she basically didn't figure it out.
Sasha was disappointed in her.
He was so disappointed. Like, really? He was so sad. Like, come on, girl.
Come on, I just said it. I said it. You didn't get it?
It was so obvious. Like, why have I been doing all this to you? Right. Obviously.
Obviously, it's you.
Back on not Earth, Oh, I guess we could talk about it later, but Ryan and Ethan and that. Well, you talked about that already. Ryan and
Yeah,
Ethan
we talked
and
about
them.
that. So we're at the part where like, we find out about Ireland. So there's like the glitching and the Matrix. Yes. And then the Master explains to the Doctor that like a lot of the stuff the rest of the story after what he showed her had been redacted. And so he had sent her those memories of Ireland because there's a visual filter, like a perception filter, like there's a filter on it. And she was hoping that the Doctor, he was hoping that they'd be able to, like, understand or, like, see through that filter. And the Doctor kind of did, and that's when we learn about the division. And then we, like, see a close-up on the clock plaque thing that says for services to the division in Ireland.
Which is the medal, I think, that
the medal,
was
right,
received
before they, like,
by Brendan.
Yeah. Before they wipe the memory.
It's like,
which is, I think, remember this. Gallifreyans saying, like, oh, we figured out your regeneration, and we've figured out how to, like, incorporate it into our society. Now we have regeneration, so then we're gonna erase your memory and all thoughts that you were the first person to bring that to us, and start all over again like you're just another time, like you're just any old Time Lord. I think that's what that was. Oh my god, the Doctor is Henrietta Lacks. Okay.
And you talk about me.
Okay.
All I said was Madonna. Oh no, it was a black child! Oh no!
That's what I'm saying.
Oh no!
Tuskegee Airmen up in here. Giving us syphilis, and then...
I don't think I like it.
I don't. It made me uncomfortable when I was watching it anyway, but I was still like, okay.
Yeah.
Colonize is gonna colonize, and now it just took it to another level.
Right. Okay, well...
So, that happened.
A thing I would like to go back to really quickly is the Master absorbing the Siberium and the maniacal laughter that Sasha gives us, and then he said, at least buy me dinner! It was so good. It was so good.
So good. Everything about him.
And also, the like, the reveal to the Doctor, the Master's just, like, so mad, and the sweet, sweet monologuing. It's like, you always believed behaved like you were different, like you were special. And then he's like, a little piece of you isn't me. I cannot bear that. And I'm just like, the acting!
Okay, so this is in my Master moments, but we'll go there.
Oh, Master!
I
didn't even catch that.
Because I only had 2 Ryan rants.
Yeah.
The not being able, it was so relatable too, like the hatred of, like, or the idea, like the realization, like, I hate this person and I wouldn't exist without this person who I hate.
Yeah.
/ love, because we all know.
Yeah.
their hate is
actually
different.
That's a one way to put it. Yep.
But I really love that moment and that, like, and the way that he was playing that, because even when he like shrunk Assad and he was talking about the death particle, he had this like feeling of like, man, can we just end it all?
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I actually would have not minded if that worked.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
I think
but I wish it would.
I think he's realizing that, like, he'll never actually beat the Doctor. Like, I think the thing with the Master that I love is that they haven't beaten the Doctor yet, but they always have faith, like, this is the one. Like, this is the time I'm going to beat you. It's very much, this is rude, but whatever. Maria Sharapova and Serena Williams. Like, Maria Sharapova seriously sitting there thinking that it's a rivalry, and everyone else in the world is like, but girl, you stay losing. Ain't no competition.
And you need help all the time.
You took drugs to win, and you still lost, so I don't understand. But Maria Sharapova's mind, they are equal. And I think, just like Maria Sharapova realized and then just quit and retired, the Master is realizing, like, even if I do win this one, I don't win.
Retire.
It's time to retire. I'm never gonna actually win.
Tarvis sneak peek. You can keep going, but Tarvis sneak peek is happening.
Sorry. So then the Master decides that he's going to combine Time Lords and Cybermen and make Cyber
That
Masters.
seems great. That seems cool. I love it. I love.
But Bayana said, like, this is the most Doctor Who thing to ever Doctor Who. It's so on brand. But I have to say that, yes, it was very on brand. But when they walked out with them collars and those capes, I howled. And then they had Gallifreyan etched into them.
Yes, and like the little earpiece. I guess that's the collar piece, but like it's like the way it falls over their ears.
Yes, the capes were really what killed me. Like really killed me dead. Like the collars, I was like hilarious, but I can kind of see it. They're metal, you know. They go whatever. I don't know who's spending the time to like forge and like
3D print.
3D print these collars, but cool. But then they put the capes on, and I was like, y'all.
Listen, the Master
hilarious.
must do it with flair, okay?
And so then, the Doctor is like in the Matrix, and she's ready to give up. But then Ruth appears, and they have a heart-to-heart, and Ruth lets her know that, like, you know, reminds her who she is. And the Doctor kind of realizes that Ruth is a part of the timeline of Doctor, the regeneration that she doesn't remember because of the mind wipe and what they did to her. So then Ruth does that, and then tells the Doctor to blow her mind. And so she uses all of her mental energy to think about all of her regenerations. And then we get a montage, super excited, a montage of all the past Doctors and past timeless children.
I think all the ones we've seen on screen, because all the ones that appeared in this episode as well.
Shout out to 11 making a little cameo there. And then she gets out of the Matrix. As she wakes up, the fam has like entered Gallifrey. Can we talk about how Yaz just walked through there? They were like, all right, we got to go get the Doctor. And Kusharvin was like, I mean, you got to go through this thing. And Graham's like, I don't know, man. And Ryan, and as they're talking, Yaz is like, bye.
I'm already there.
I'm already there.
Like, y'all can follow if you want to, but
right. I've already gone.
And they find her relatively easy.
Yeah. They run into the Citadel, and there she is. And so then the fam is back together, and then they develop this plan to unleash the dust particles and get rid of the Cyber Masters and blow up the cyber ship so they can't get away.
And blow up Gallifrey.
Blow up Gallifrey. The Doctor puts the fam on a new, different TARDIS
Which
send them back to
Ruth's
Earth.
desktop, right? Like, it had that plain desktop. Which I'm only make a point of because I thought it was Ruth's. Yeah, it must be the factory settings because I thought it was Ruth's, and then now I'm thinking like Ruth had the factory settings, like she didn't have decor, which I find interesting.
Well, because Ruth was about that business. She was already like, she even said like, you're all stripes and trousers that don't reach, and ain't nobody got sonic screwdrivers.
But have you seen her shirt? Like, she knows what she's about.
Right.
She got flair in there.
She's like, I got flair in my clothing, but like, it's just a tool. Like, you don't be using guns, but why? I don't know. So
the Doctor's like, let's go. Like, I gotta go. I can't have y'all here no more. But I'm going to take this last explosive that y'all conveniently have and go out there and blow everything up. And then Kosharmis just stares at her. He's just like, sure. And she heads out the door. Her and Yaz have this moment. Yaz is like, no, you can't go. And Yaz, get off of me. And they're just like angsty and repressed. No, UST, unresolved. There's lots of UST happening. At least on Yaz's part. Even though they never actually still put words to any of it. But it's just like all they're under the surface, I guess. And Coach Armas continues to stare, like he's just like, this girl clearly has feelings for the doctor, but lets the doctor leave. And then the doctor like meets up with the master, and then like 10 minutes later, Coach Armas is like, wait, I should do it.
Yeah.
Just like, bro, you couldn't have just come, like, been like, actually, this is my destiny. I feel like I should be the one. You just let her go.
Yep.
I mean, I guess she would have been like, no. But still, he didn't even offer until she'd already left. He's just like, wait a second. Actually, I should do this, shouldn't I?
I mean, it was like, also at that point I was like, oh, he's Techtune. He's like,
right. Yes, there was something about him that felt very Time Lordian.
Yeah. But then they don't actually go there.
No.
So what's, like, you know what I mean? So then,
yeah, absolutely.
Like,
I agree.
I was talking to Bayana about it, and she was like, I think it's just that he feels like he said that he sent the Siberian back in space and time, and so that's why he feels like it's his responsibility.
But that also felt that felt like the doctor.
Yeah.
You know?
Because
it felt like they
the
were
doctor
saying the same
explicitly
thing
said,
and doing
like,
the same thing.
Yeah, the doctor explicitly said, like, I did this when I took the thing from Shelley, going back into, like, the Frankenstein episode, and so it's on me. And then Kosharvin is like, well, I threw the thing, so it's on me. And I was like, but who are you, bruh?
Right, they never actually give him any deeper identity, and I think they could have and still made it a quick, I don't know, I guess it depends on who it would have been.
Yeah. So then that happens. They escape. I mean, well, old dude dies with the Cyber Masters. The master,
presumably the master,
but I refuse to accept it.
Right.
But they're defeated. The gang, the fam, ends up back in Sheffield or something in the 2020s.
Yeah.
But
with a working TARDIS. They walked out of a house, and I was just like, right.
Yeah. TARDIS.
Oh, yeah.
It took me a minute because I was like, where are they coming from? And I didn't understand because then the doctor escapes and walks out of a tree, which I loved. Yep. And then is at the TARDIS. And I was like, oh, so is she going to find them? And I was like, oh no, they didn't escape on the TARDIS. They escaped on a TARDIS.
Yeah.
And they had left the TARDIS back at that first planet.
Yep. Earth, future.
Mm-hmm. Future Earth with 7 people left.
Yes, and now has 0 people. But a TARDIS. It has a new TARDIS.
Also, like,
left there because she left it there.
Right? Is there like a time gap between like when you change the future and the future actually disappearing? Because that's real reckless. Like, she sends all of them back to like 21st century while the Cyber Masters or whatever are getting defeated. Still thinking that like future Earth will exist to go back to get the TARDIS.
Oh. No,
you know
I think
mean?
it...
Like multiple dimensions or whatever? I don't know how it works.
No, I think it tracks for me. I think it's like because she took them... Nothing would have happened to that future Earth. Honestly, those people could be their own ancestors. Yikes. Because she's like, settle in the 21st century. You'll be fine there. They literally could be their own ancestors. No. Yikes. They also could not equal parts. But I think nothing would have happened. Nothing was taken out of time at all. Like, they were moved back, but they weren't like, they didn't undo anything by moving there.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Ryan rants.
Well, and then suddenly the Judoon show up.
Right.
The Judoon show up and are like, we're the cold case. This is cold case files. And they arrest the doctor, the fugitive, and send her to a prison. And I'm like, Storm Cage? It looks a little bit like Storm Cage.
It does look like Storm Cage.
And
we get a what?
We get the what? I was just like, it's a 10 what?
And also, shout out to BBC America, at least the recording that I got. The next episode, so we get the what, and then it goes to, whatever. And then the next episode that they showed, the next thing that BBC America showed was Tenet like landing on the Titanic and getting the what, and then it cut off. I was so excited.
Nice.
It was like back to back.
Nice.
So
someone on programming
knew what they were doing.
Yeah. Is a fan.
End one episode with a what and open the next episode with what?
What?
Different doctor, but same energy. Yeah, and then we get a sneak peek of the special. Is it a special?
Yes. When is it? I don't know.
When is it, though? Christmas? That can't be. That's so far from now.
It could be. I'm ready to be honest. I'm ready. I don't think it says.
I don't think it said either. Did it?
This holiday season.
So President's Day? Or we didn't have that.
We passed that one.
St.
July
Patrick's
4th.
Day? Independence Day?
Nah.
Yeah. So then we're gonna... But I think Ryan was there, so that's cool. So, but that's probably where we'll hope maybe wrap up some of those things. We didn't really get to wrap up any of those.
Yeah, if any of them leave at all, it'll be in the special, I guess.
Yeah.
Revolution of the Daleks. Like, why?
I know. I was like, ugh, Daleks again. And Ben's like, we haven't seen the Daleks in a while. I was like, I know, but...
No, they were in the last Christmas... New Year's special. Before this week. Before this year.
Yeah, but we haven't had any, like, episodes with them, so... I should be happy, I guess. I don't know.
Never.
Okay. Ryan rants and raves.
What an adorable spaz. It doesn't have a lot of moments, but the ones he had were delightful.
When he threw the ball bomb and he said, swish
I did like
in the hoop.
Ryan Sinclair out here saving lives. I did appreciate that it was full circle. Like, it was the one full circle moment from the premiere with the 5 seconds of character development we got in the premiere where he was playing basketball with his friends, and then at the end he's playing basketball. I did appreciate that. I guess it was a dyspraxia reference that he's not too good at throwing the ball, but he does it. They destroy some Cybermen. It wasn't the end of it. And then he brings back Oh My Days.
Aww. Hilariously, there's a contestant on Love Island that says it all the time.
Interesting.
Who's also kind of black and not kind of black. He's kind of an adorable spaz is what I meant to say.
Gotcha.
And he has like Ryan vibes. Just because he's an adorable spaz.
Gotcha.
So I wonder if that's like I don't know where they're from, but Oh My Days. Very cute. And then can we just go straight to master moments?
Absolutely. I mean, this whole episode has really been that.
He's in the Matrix with no coat on and his sleeves are rolled up.
And the pattern and the colors, the like maroon and brown.
And his brows and his beard. Bangs, brows, and beard.
Bangs, brows, and beard.
And mustache, but that doesn't go with the 3 Bs.
Yeah. Wow, the waistcoat has a chain for like a pocket watch.
Yes.
Whew. Both of us are just Googling right now. It's fine.
Yep. I'm trying to get just like a good race, like coat off, sleeves rolled up picture.
They haven't posted it yet, and I'm upset about it.
That's all I want.
They don't love us. They don't love us.
They don't. He had some liners. He and Jodie, I want to say both of them, had some like very good acting, capital A acting, but Sasha as the master is like relishing in this chaos in a way that is like so enjoyable to me.
Yeah.
And like, what are words? Like,
there's really no words to describe how good it is. Like, just like a seamless move into chaos. And like, you know, we've stalked his Instagram just a little bit.
Just a bit.
So like, acting.
He's a very chill person.
Right, like this is the opposite energy that he seems to portray in real life. Or like in any of his previous roles. Not that I've watched them, but they didn't have this kind of like chaotic energy. And he's just like really good at like delivering that with every fiber of his being.
Just he can't deal with being a descendant of the Doctor, and that's like for the Master, it's like a very good motivation for like the chaos that then ensues.
Oh no, I just realized that so many people ship them together.
I mean, that's fine to me.
Far
because,
enough removed.
Yeah. And they didn't know. And
it wasn't like genetic.
Yeah.
It was, well, I guess it was because it was some splicing happening.
It was like lab work as opposed to like
a bit.
Actual...
It was a bit. It wasn't like direct ancestor. It was just like a piece. Let me give you red.
I mean, to be honest, husbands and wives give each other transplants and marrow all the time, so it's fine.
Right, like marrow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That tracks. That, yeah. A kidney. This is just a kidney to them.
It's just a kidney.
Mm-hmm. Dodge that one. So quotes from the TARDIS, because those are also master moments, except for the first one and like the last one.
I really tried, guys.
To what?
To like not have all master quotes.
But you know what it was. I knew what it was. The fans
Chip
know what
it was.
Chip knew what it was. He literally like, I really was like, wow, he really gave Sacha Dhawan like all this time. Like, he really blessed us. Like, there was so much master in this episode. We were like, we have to go find him. Robin has been looking for him all season. Like, we've just been like anxious and like trying to get him back. And then they really gave him back like a lot. I was just like, wow, I'm so thankful.
And you know what, though? You know what? We deserved it.
Yeah, we endured a lot this season.
It was nothing less than what we deserved.
We endured a lot this season. Like, there's still a lot of questions that went unanswered. I don't remember them at the moment, but you know what they are. You can go back and listen to TARDIS, because half of them that we've asked questions of have not been addressed. So, maybe in the future. I doubt it. But we've endured a lot, and we deserved the Master blessing us with beautiful chaos.
That being said, quotes from the TARDIS. Gird your loins, gentlemen. I don't know how to do that. That's a Ryan quote. That's a Ryan quote. Adorable Spads. Ryan. But also, I don't know how to do that either.
Like what? Which part? Never mind. I believe
that I'm supposed to shoot. I don't know. Okay.
No.
Never mind.
I believe you're appealing to my better nature, and we both know I don't have one.
And the history between us does mean something. It's the rage and pain in my hearts.
Like Shakespearean. Like the way he speaks and his delivery is so Shakespearean. I'm just
and
like...
his lips in the brows when he does it.
In my heart. And he gets real close to her, but she's like in the Matrix thing and like paralyzed, and the light is like reflecting. It's fine. It's fine. It's cool.
Amani just sent a gift that I just can't. It's his lips.
Oh no!
It just...
Where?
How dare you, but also keep it coming on Twitter.
I forgot! He winked at the camera, and also
he did.
blew a kiss at the camera, and I was...
He blew a kiss at us. Smooches. My closed caption said smooches. And I was like...
Nearly forgot. We got those excellent moments. Ooh, child. We were truly blessed.
So blessed. I don't even know what we're talking about. Oh. Here we go. I should have said, somebody needs to cut you down a size, then zapped you. Trigger happy. I'll use it next time.
So good. We said this one, but I have to say it again. A little piece of you is in me, and all I am is somehow because of you, and believe me when I say I cannot bear that.
Ooh-wee.
Pressed.
It's fine. It's fine. Have you ever been limited by who you were before? Like, Joe Martin came in with juice. But like, she wasn't there long, but she
came in strong.
She came in strong.
I really appreciated that line because it's sort of like, I see what y'all are doing here. It's just like, hopefully recognizing that, like, the Doctor has been a white man and is currently a white woman and has apparently been not that before, but not on Earth where it's, like, racist all the time. And so just, like, the idea of, like, this privilege that she has had all her life and is now being, like, I guess ripped away, but not really. But just, like, have you been limited by who you were before? Like, me to, like, white Doctor Who fans who are just, like, mad about stuff. And it's like, you're suddenly very mad about this, about all these changes. And you could just be chill. You could just chill about it, like she does at the end. She's just like, I'm mad about it. And she's, like, shook and upset. And then it's just like, you know what? This makes it better. This is fine.
And also, Blue Ivy said she ain't never seen a Cylon in her whole life. And that's what Joe said to the Doctor. She was like, you were a black woman once. Tap into that.
You can be one again.
You can be one again.
That is my hope for the future anyway. You think you've broken me? You'll have to try harder than that. You've given me a gift of myself. You think that could destroy me? You think that makes me lesser? It makes me more. I contain multitudes more than I ever thought or knew. You want me to be scared of it because you're scared of everything. But I am so much more than you. Bars, 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 bars.
I literally was like typing it out. I was like, am I going to have to? And then I was like, where can I start? And then I was like, I just have to do the entire thing.
Just do it. You just got to do it. Yeah. You just got to do it.
She said I contain multitudes. I said, okay, Walt Whitman.
Out here. Also, okay. She's about to go meet Walt Whitman next season or something.
Ooh.
Please don't.
Please
I did also enjoy.
Oh my god, the angst, the queerness. Ooh, I'm here.
You're not wrong.
Here for a meeting of Walt Whitman.
You're not wrong.
Ooh, the original bear. Love it. Love it.
Oh, there were some other masterisms that I just recalled. That were so good.
There were so many.
From now on, there were so many. From now on, I wish my enemies a long and healthy life, so they may witness my many triumphs, because they will be legion. Bars, 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 bars. Look how low I have brought you. You may have made me, but I have destroyed you. Become death. Become me. Ah! Wait, and then you are the start of it, all of this. Now finish it. Ah!
Finish it.
Finish it. Finish him.
Apparently, he did a Q&A on Instagram that I
still haven't watched it. I haven't watched it yet. I haven't gone back yet because I'm not ready. But one day I'll be ready. I'm saving it for when I need it.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're Black Girls Create. Check us out. You wouldn't know from this episode. But check us out. Fans. Right. Check us out at blackgirlscreate.org. We just finished Black Wizard History Month, so there's all sorts of content on there for you to check out. We do all sorts of other things besides Tarbis, because apparently we're going to be on a long hiatus.
We are.
We're ready for the hiatus, though, because after Blue Ballot Box, we out here. Follow us on social media. You can follow us on Twitter at WeBlackandNerds, at Robin_Ravenclaw, at Constar24. Use the hashtag Tarbis to follow along and to talk to us about Sasha Dewan. You could talk about the rest of the show, but we
weren't paying attention.
I might not engage with it unless, just send us gifts of Sasha Dewan as the Doctor. As the Master. That's what I would like to see.
I just, sure. Rate and review us on iTunes where podcasts are found. Also, you can become a Patronus. Head over to www.patreon.com/blackgirlscreate to support what we do. Patronuses who donate $25 per month can get Tarbis bonus episodes, recapping episodes of Classic Who, which is what we're going to be doing during our hiatus. If you want our thoughts on 60s white nonsense, level up.
And we'll be there.
And there might be some asides, tangents, in which we still talk about Sasha Dwan.
We're going to find a way to, get it in there.
We'll see.
Imagine
we'll
Sasha, the master, old school, the old school master show up.
Don't hit the same. He ain't got it.
Tarbis is a part of Hard Knock Media. We've joined the Nerds of Color podcast network, including the podcast Hard Knock Life, Southern Fried Asian, DC TV Classics, As Spy Girls, They See Geek Girls, We're Not All Ninjas, and That Moment. You can check out all of these podcasts at hardknockmedia.com.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back this holiday season for another Doctor Who episode, Revolution of the Daleks.
That's, a few months from now. But check out all of our other content and level up to that Patronus level, and you will get to hear from us some more. We out here. Truly. Again, just send us Sasha Dwan gifts. That's how you can bless us for this season. I think we've earned some rewards for making it through season 12 of Doctor Who, and the reward that I would like is for you to send us cheering charms or Patronus fuel. That would be great. Mm-hmm. And you could send us gifts of Sasha Dwan and give him our contact information.
Or send us Sasha Dwan.
Right.
Don't. Because, well, I don't know what I would do. I'm literally, I feel like, Troy from Community. Did you watch Community? He's like, I said I wanted a picture. You can't disappoint a picture. I never wanted to meet LeVar Burton.
Right. You're just catatonic in a corner. Mm-hmm.
Butterfly in the sky.
Thank you. Okay. This has been great. Until next time, we out. The black girls literally have the box.
The black girls have the box.
Oh, and we're graffitiing it with pictures of Sasha Dwan. Graffiti pictures of Clara on the Tarbis? Why?